Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Commentary Hub, the home of alternative commentary. And we're going to bring you live in about 15 minutes or so. Another championship game. We provided you one yesterday, and today is going to be Coventry versus Nottingham Forest. Two big clubs in their own rights. They have history, especially you look at Coventry. They have the history of beating the FA Cup in '87, beating the old mighty Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, Nottingham Forest, the European champions for 2 seasons under the legend Brian Clough, which I love dearly. And I've always said Forest is my second team. With us today is our commentator, Nicholas Jones. But first, we got Luke Turton. Good afternoon, Luke. And I'm sure you're looking forward to this game today.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to is a bit strong because with Forest, the start of the season is crazy. We did have a good one against Burton a few years ago. We won 4-3. But then last season, we started the season with 4 defeats. So really, I have no idea what to expect today.
No, it's completely understandable. It's completely understandable. Also, I'm going to bring now Nicholas Jones. Good afternoon, Nick, and I hope we're all safe and well. Can you take us through the lineups of today's game, please, Nick?
Good afternoon, John. We go through the formations. Coventry are in a 3-4-1-2 formation. Simon Moore will start in goal. The back three are Julian Da Costa, the captain Callum McFadden, and Dom Hyam. Fankati Darbo, Gustavo Hamer, Ben Sheaf, and Ian Martson are the next four. Callum O'Hare splits the midfielders and the two strikers up front of Martin Waghorn and Victor Giokeres. For Nottingham Forest, a 4-2-3-1 formation. Bryce Samba is in goal. Then it's Jordan Lawrence Gabriel, Loic M. Sol, Scott McKenna, and Gayton Bong as the four defenders. Ryan Yates, the captain, and Jack Colback, the two centre midfielders. Then we have then further up ahead we have Joe Lolly, Brennan Johnson, and young Alex Maiton, and the lone striker is Lyle Taylor.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes or so. Luke, you've seen the formation, and also being a Nottingham Forest fan, what can you tell us about the team, about the formation-wise, and of any new additions after the summer?
Well, the formation's Chris Hughton's preferred formation of 4-2-3-1. He did it for most of last season. I think going with Jack Colback and Ryan Yates in the midfield, it really does then give license for the three in front to really attack Coventry, with Johnson coming back from Lincoln after his impressive loan spell. I think the loss of Joe Worrell to a calf injury is a bit concerning, but I would like to really stress that point. He's out injured. He's not kind of on a move somewhere. As for Noah Lewis Grabban, I have no idea where he is, to be honest, and I don't really care. he walks around sulking on the pitch most of the time, so probably playing Lyle Taylor was the better option. But, we made 2 signings so far. Ethan Horvath, the goalkeeper, who's on the bench, as well as Philip Zinkernagel, who we confirmed yesterday.
I mean, I've seen Forest had 3 pre-season games prior to this match. They managed to beat Port Vale 2-0 and the same score against Northampton. And they drew to a wall with Crewe Alexandra. Obviously, it looks promising result, doesn't it? But was the performance as good from a Forest perspective?
I'll be totally honest, I haven't seen any of the pre-season games. I mean, we did have 2 home games scheduled against Villa and Burnley, but they were cancelled due to COVID. So, at the end of the day, we haven't really seen us come up against a higher opposition in pre-season. So this really is going to be a test for us today to see how well we get on in our first league game. So, yeah, I honestly have no idea how we played this season.
No, that's absolutely fine, Luke. If I can just come back to you quick, Nicholas. We've got the formation with the two teams. What are you expecting from Coventry today?
Coventry side are relatively young in comparison to Nottingham Forest. But Mark Robbins, he's been with the club a while. Took them from League Two to League One and the Championship. But Coventry, they finished 16th, I believe, in the Championship last season. So they've been very consistent in midfield. What they're really hoping is for that sort of extra spark to take them a bit higher, because in the early days of their Championship stint, prior to going down to League One, it was the old First Division back then. They were as high as 6th at one point. So Mark Robbins just needs to instill a bit of an extra spark in them.
I mean, Mark Robbins probably done his time a bit more than Chris Hughton. I'm looking at that. Coventry had 5 pre-season games against Leamington, which they won 3-1. They've lost to Sevilla 4-0, and also they lost the remainder 3 games. 2-0 to Cheltenham, 1-0 to Mansfield, and 2-1 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. But surely, having 5 games under your belt only gives you a better confidence on the pitch, and you're increasing your ability as players, really.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But bear in mind that Coventry start this one at home, so this could give them a bit of a distinct advantage.
That's actually a very interesting point, very good point. Luke, we've known Forest. I mean, as I mentioned in the start of the show, I've been not a Forest fan, but I've been very much so a Brian Clough fan, and for me, he is a legend of all managers. And what Forest did in the late 90s, early 80s, it's been remarkable, winning 2 European Cups 2 years on a trot. It's just gone downhill in the last few years, isn't it? And so many people don't seem to remember that sort of history, and we're here to reminding them how big Nottingham Forest are.
Yeah, but at the same time, that history has probably played its part on why we haven't been so successful for the past 20 years. The fact of every manager that comes in has that pressure that they seem to want to live up to Brian Clough, but that's never going to happen. And the fact is, once we realise that we aren't as big as we think we are now, then we might actually have some success. Because I've never seen anything outside of the Championship for Forest. So for me, we're a Championship team. So, the past is great, and yeah, remember it, but at the same time, remember as well exactly where you are in the current moment.
What's your predictions for Forest, looking at what you got at the moment with Chris Hughton? Is there a chance of improving on last season, maybe even trying to get for the playoffs?
We always have to aim for the playoffs and promotion because, our owner's ambitious. But at the same time, at the minute, I'd take anywhere between 7th and 10th because I don't think we have the squad at this current moment to be looking at kind of the top 6.
And it's obviously the financial strains on all the clubs really all around the world, and we've seen there's been rumours about Inter Milan going liquidation, just waiting to have it to be confirmed and things like that. But clubs on the Championship and below, surely it's got to be a struggle, isn't it, trying to build a proper squad, not just for Forest but across the board, really.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's where some fans are a bit kind of misled as to why we're so inactive. We're trying to make the signings be well thought out, and we're not just throwing money everywhere like we have done in previous windows. So, at the end of the day, we've just got to do the business that we do and respect that this is a new recruitment team and we're trying to get it right this time.
And do you believe that from Forest perspective, from Forest fans speaking here live, that Chris Hughton is still the man to take you forward?
Yeah, I'm still believing at the moment because, he's not had a full season yet from start to finish. So it'd be nice to give him the whole season, see how it works. But yeah, I think Chris Houston is the man.
Very much so. Just to remind everyone who here listening on the Commentary Hub, the home of Alternative Company with association with J-DAC Football and JB Sports, and of course with our official sponsors for this season, Melon. So thank you all for joining us. And now the players are coming out. I'm going to pass you on to our commentator, Nicholas Jones, for the action of the first half. Good evening again, Nicholas.
Thanks, John. The players coming out onto the pitch and the Coventry fans going into applause for their club. They need a really good season, as they haven't had many in recent years. The players now getting towards for the official lineups of, for like the official match greetings and things like that. Just going to go through the match officials now. Our referee is James Linnington, and the assistant referees, Nigel Lagg and Rob Smith. And the fourth official is Ollie Yates. Just going to go through the teams again. Moore starts in goal for Coventry, and the three defenders at the back, DaCosta, the captain McFadden, and Hyam. The four midfielders ahead, Darboe, Sheaf, Hamer, and Martson on loan from Chelsea. Then we have Martin Waghorn, Callum O'Hare, and Victor Giocanes. Martin Waghorn, superb striker at Derby County back in the day. Bryce Samba in goal for Forest. Then we have then the back four, Gabriel, McKenna, Emso, and Bong. The midfielders, Lolly, Yates, Johnson, Colback, and Myton, with Taylor up front. Interesting match ahead at the Coventry Building Society Arena, which I'm pleased to say that Coventry have managed to get back for another season or two after ground sharing at the St Trillion Trophy St Andrews Stadium with Birmingham City last season. So for Coventry fans, it's great to be home, at the very least, because I keep reading that they are building a new stadium somewhere in the University of Warwick area, and we have a minute's silence for all the Coventry City supporters and everyone else, and it's actually in silence for a club legend who's died recently. Please let me know who it is, as there is silence and a minute's applause. Wonderful tribute by the Coventry fans and supporters. Thank you to Kevin Benson for pointing this one out, and it was actually Gary Birtles, club legend. And another pause and silence for somebody else. Again, do please let me know who that is. And that was actually a pause of respect for club legend George Curtis. Mark Robbins Mark Robbins making his way to the dugout, as also will likely Chris Hughton, Nottingham Forest players, getting into a discussion about what tactics they're going to use during the game. They break apart. Coventry players doing their last-minute warm-ups. The game will kick off shortly as the ball is placed into the centre of the pitch. And now the Coventry City players get into a discussion to talk about what sort of tactics they're going to use. They break apart and they make their way to the centre of the field, and it looks like it'll be Coventry City to kick us off. Yes, indeed it will. Yes, indeed it is. And everyone takes the knee for Black Lives Matter. Racism is not okay, not today or any day. And we are underway at the Coventry Building Society Arena for this championship match between Coventry City and Nottingham Forest. And Coventry appears to have the early edge, but Forest straight back into it. Now here's Joe Lolly. Joe Lolly for Forest was involved in a sort of a scuffle between two Coventry midfielders. Looked like they were about to tackle him, but somehow he managed to stay up. And it's a Forest free kick taken by Brennan Johnson, but nothing is to come of it. And Simon Moore takes the ball for the free kick. Certainly an explosive start to the game for both sides. Now it's Coventry back in possession. Now it's been taken our way by Forest. It looks as if one of the Coventry players went down. It was Callum O'Hare. Nothing given except quick free kick taken by one of the Coventry players. It's now Martin Waghorn for Coventry, but taken away by Lolly. Lolly crosses upfield, but is intercepted by a Coventry player. Now it's O'Hare. Waghorn fouled just outside the box. Is a free kick? Was it worthy of a free kick? I'm not so sure what happened. Waghorn supposedly disputing the decision, but it was actually a Forest goal kick. Dealt with well by Coventry. Sent forward by Ian Martson, the young man on loan from Chelsea. Now is Kyle McFadden. Yes, it is Kyle McFadden. I thought it was Callum McFadden. My bad. But it's now gone straight to Jordan Lawrence Gabriel of Forest to take the throw. No, I beg your pardon. It was Alex Myton, the 19-year-old. Now it's with Forest again. In possession with Bong to Myton. Bong again, but cut out well by Fankati Darbo. Our friend at JB Sports, John Stuttard, says, good luck, Nick. Have a good game. Thank you very much, John. It looks like being a good one already, as Bong is about to take the throw-in. Throw-in taken well by Bong, almost caught by Myton. Now it's back with Bong, and it's out for another throw. This time it'll be a Coventry throw to be taken by Julian da Costa. Da Costa throws. Coventry do well to hold on to the ball. Now it's with Darboe. Darboe, but straight back to Moore. And out goes the ball for yet another throw. I think that's the third in about 2 minutes. And it'll be Bong to take the throw in again. But a Forest player has gone down. I think that might have been Ryan Yates. I'm not too sure. We'll check in when I can. Almost caught by Martin Waghorn. Now it's with Jayo Keresh. But Forest quick to intercept that one back. And it's now with Myton, Alex Myton. Alex Myton runs up the pitch. Coventry do well to pinch it off him. Headed by Jai Karazane for Waghorn. Cut out well by Scott McKenna. But Coventry do not give up. It was almost taken by O'Hare. O'Hare almost had it, but it's out for a throw. 5 minutes have been played. Coventry 0, Forest 0. And it's now back with Darboe. Darboe for Coventry, who passes to Hamer. McFadden, the captain, to one of the midfielders. Back to now McFadden. Coventry still in play with McFadden, but cut away, poor pass, and it was intercepted by Joe Lolly. Lolly for Forest. Forest, Lolly crosses, but caught well by Simon Moore. Moore rolls the ball to Darboe. Coventry doing well to hold on, but intercepted by Forest, and it's now Lyle Taylor. Lyle Taylor passes to Lolly, almost taken by, and looked like it was I think that was goal bound actually, but either Moore or one of the Coventry defenders was able to intercept. Superb cross by Taylor, almost taken up by Lolly. Lolly had the ball momentarily, but cut out well by, I think, Gustavo Hamer. And Lolly needs to do better than his one goal in 28 championship appearances for Forest last season. Darboe. Now with O'Hare. Now with Da Costa. Da Costa. Back to Sheaf. Sheaf passes to, I think that might have been Da Costa, and that was bound for Jai Keresh, or was he going to score the goal himself? But it's been caught by Samba. And a Coventry player, I think that might have been Lawrence Gabriel, got into a bit of a tussle. They went down. And just seeing John Sillett, the former Coventry player in the 60s, and the man who helped Coventry to the FA Cup in 1987, as John mentioned earlier, beating Tottenham Hotspur. Ball caught by Moore. Now straight to Darboe. Darboe now with the ball. To McFadden. Coventry still keeping the ball in their possession. 8 minutes 15 seconds have passed. Coventry 0, Forest 0. The score remains. Bong almost had it, but was intercepted by Costa. Now it's Martin Waghorn. Martin Waghorn. Great block by Scott McKenna. And it's out for another throw-in. As John mentioned earlier, both great clubs in their own right, but success has been rather thin on the ground for both clubs in recent years, with the exception of Coventry being promoted to League One via playoffs, via the League Two playoffs back in 2018, and most recently winning the League One title in the 1920 season. But back to the here and now, here's Ryan Yates with the ball for Forest. Now it's So to Bong. Now Alex Myton. Myton doing well to hold off. I think that might have been Darbo, but not for long, as Da Costa. It's ready to take the throw in for the Sky Blues. And intercepted by Sheaf. That was Yates, the captain. Now it's back to... I think that's gone to Gabriel and taken by... So Coventry back in possession with the ball, but not for long, though. Superb cross, intercepted well by McFadden. Moore rolls the ball. Almost had there by Ian Martson. Has only featured a couple of times throughout this match, I think. Back with Martson. Sheaf. McFadden does well to hold on to the ball. Back to Martson. It's difficult to say right now which side is the strongest and the most powerful. Although Forest did have that opportunity with Lolly at goal earlier on, but it looks like Coventry might be going for an opening one, and almost goal bound by O'Hare, but it was just wide. O'Hare did well to hold on, dancing around McKenna, but it wasn't enough. 46 appearances for Coventry last season. Contributed to 8 goal assists, made 90 tackles. Back with McFadden, who passes to Moore. But Forest now have the ball, courtesy of Gayton Bong. Bong passes it out for a throw. And it'll be a Nottingham Forest throw-in. 12.5 minutes gone. Still Coventry 0, Forest 0. And ball goes out of play once again. Chris Houghton, as Luke already said, he didn't have a full season with Forest last season, but he's got a good track record when it comes to promoting clubs from the Championship. He did just that with Newcastle United and Brighton and Hove Albion. Don't forget, the Premier League season begins next weekend, and we will have coverage of many games in that division on the Commentary Hub as Lyle Taylor takes the ball off Darbo, but intercepted well by Simon Moore. Taylor was in the right place at the right time. But did Moore actually put a hand to it, or did it just miss him? It didn't, and actually Darboe actually got in the way of him. But back now with Coventry to Jaya Keresh, straight to, I think that was O'Hare. Blocked well by the Forest defenders, and it's now Martson. Ian Martson. How close would he have been to scoring on his debut, or was he actually providing an assist? Still 0-0 after 14 minutes. As previously mentioned just now, it's his debut for the club on loan from Chelsea. Now it's Gaetan Bong for Forest. And it's with Scott McKenna, the Scotland international. So passes to, I think, one of the other defenders, and he actually aims for Brennan Johnson, the Wales international, back with Johnson. And it is a Forest corner. The first of the game, right on the dot of the 15th minute. Everyone getting into position. Can Forest score from this corner? McKenna takes the corner kick, but almost caught by Taylor. Lyle Taylor, formerly of Charlton and AFC Wimbledon. And it's going to be a Coventry throw-in again, taken by Julien da Costa. Only 37 goals for Forest last season, ranked 23rd. 133 shots on target. I think they need to do better than that. And it'll be Gaetan Bong with the throw. Bong throws, headed away by Taylor, now headed by Bambo. Ball goes out of play again. A Bong throw. Or should I say a Forest throw to be taken by Gaetan Bong. Bong takes the throw, caught by Taylor. Taylor now with the ball. Straight to Ryan Yates, the captain, almost taken away by Martson. But Forest still have it. Not for long, as it is quickly dealt with by Taylor. Headed away by one of the Forest midfielders and straight back to Coventry. Hamer just passed it some more. Now it's with Ian Martson. Sheaf. McFadden. Now back to Sheaf. McFadden again, who crosses, but now caught by Hare after it was deflected away by Gabriel. Now it's back with O'Hare. O'Hare for Coventry. Aims for Waghorn. Couldn't quite get to it. Now back with Bong. 17 and a half minutes played. Coventry 0, Forest 0. I still can't choose between any of those two right now. Hamer with the ball for Coventry. Now back with Hamer. As mentioned, JB Sports, our good friend John Stuttard says, "Good luck, Nick. Have a good game, mate." Thank you very much, John. And the Commentary Hub 2, our sister channel, says, "Have a good commentary, Nick, mate." Of course, our game is also live on the Commentary Hub 2, as well as the main channel. And a short round of applause for for recently departed fan Callum Baker Osborne. I was just going to say that as well as the main Commentary Hub channel and the Commentary Hub 2, we are also live on JB Sports and J-DAC Football, the channel that provides commentaries for games in both English and Arabic. We're also live on Mike Harneman's YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out his podcast, Stevenage Interviews. It is a good one, as the referee has a discussion with Jack Colback and Callum O'Hare. Samba for commentary, and it's actually Storm FM. And our main sponsors for the season are Melon, our streaming provider, and Storm FM. We're also live on Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope. Hope you're enjoying the match wherever you're listening. As it's Martson now with the ball for Coventry. Martson goes for goal, but intercepted by Bryce Samba. Still 0-0 after 20 minutes. And also not forgetting YouTube, which is where our channels can be found. Bong passes to, I think that was McKenna, and Taylor has been fouled by Hamer, but play still goes on. Hamer for Coventry, caught by DaCosta, and straight into the hands of Bryce Samba. Referee Lillington looked like he was about to have a chat with one or two players, but play still goes on. Simon Moore picks up the ball for Coventry. Now here's Ben Sheaf. No, I beg your pardon. It's one of the other defenders, but it's now back with Jack Colback, ex-Newcastle United, now with Bong. DaCosta tries to get it off him, but couldn't quite do it, and it was crossed to Hare, but Moore was too quick. Now it's Gustavo Hamer for Coventry. McFadzean, no, Sheaf. Almost taken off Brennan Johnson, and Johnson has gone down. Lillington stops play momentarily. Hamer seemed to have gave a bit of a shove, but it was actually Ben Sheaf who slide tackled him to the ground. Was he? Was it because he was after the ball? It looked like he was, but no card given. But a free kick to Forest, and it will be Colback to take the free kick. Colback takes the free kick, but passes only to, I think that was Ryan Yates. No, it was Lolly. Nearly 23 minutes gone, still Coventry 0, Forest 0. Will that change after Forest's second corner? Corner kick taken by Forest, but like the first one, it results in nothing. That did look like a poorly timed corner kick, in my view. Chris Houghton issuing instructions from the touchline, shouting his orders. Goal kick to Coventry City, taken by Simon Moore. Coventry back in play. Here's Da Costa. And it's now gone to Callum O'Hare. Now Sheaf. Almost aimed for Waghorn, but blocked out by Gabriel. Coventry still not out of this. Good cross by Sheaf. Aimed for Waghorn, but it looks to me as though Gabriel just manhandled him to the ground. Just roughed him up, and the resulting momentum just sent him down to the ground. Nothing worthy of anything, in my view. Not even a penalty. Martin Waghorn, very experienced striker with the likes of Ipswich Town and Derby County. Lyle Taylor almost had the ball, but it was quickly intercepted by McFadden. O'Hare going after the ball, but taken by Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Now it's going back to Gabriel, but O'Hare does well to tackle. Results in nothing, though. Lillington having a bit of a chat with him. He's obviously spotted something that he's not happy about. Throw into Forest. Almost taken by Lolly. Ethan Hilton, one of our listeners, says you can take Waghorn out of Derby, but you can't take the Derby out of Waghorn. Interesting comment there. Throw in taken by Coventry, and it's now back with Lolly. Lolly almost had it, but intercepted by Martson. Now it's back with Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson fouled by Dom Hyam. Johnson had the ball momentarily, but Hyam just got his foot in between both of his legs and just nicked the ball off him. Nothing came of it though, and it'll be a Forest free kick taken once again by Jack Colback. Or will it be Alex Myton? Looks to me as though it's going to be Myton to take the free kick. He saw the dummy. It's actually Colback, and that looked goal-bound to me, but intercepted well by Simon Moore. He's really been on the ball today. To me, that did look like it was going in the goal, but now it's back with Martson. Throw in to be taken by Gabriel of Forest. 27 minutes gone. Still Coventry 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Headed by Williams. Now it's with, Johnson. Hamer had the ball momentarily. Fouled by Lyle Taylor. Taylor clutching his shoulder by the looks of it. But he looks okay to me. Welcome home, says the banner. The Coventry fans very happy to be back at the Coventry Building Society Arena, as I mentioned earlier. Bong to McKenna to Mso. Now it's out for another throw. Another throw in to be taken by Forest, and it'll be Gabriel to take the throw. Gabriel throws to Lolly. But the Coventry defence doing well to hold them off. Right this moment in time, I still can't pick. I still can't pick a side that's the strongest of the two at the moment. They're both showing signs of attacking, although I think Forest might have edged it a bit more, although Coventry have appeared to be the more aggressive over the past 10 or so minutes. Throw-in again to be taken by Forest. Taylor throws. Intercepted by Darbo. And apologies if I called him by. Apologies if I use a different name. But it is actually Darbo and Martson with the throw for Coventry. Throw taken to Sheaf. Now Martin Waghorn. Now Darbo back to Sheaf. Now it's O'Hare. Straight to Jayakesh and almost taken by DaCosta. But Bong did well to send the ball away from him. And a bit of information on Lewis Graben for Luke. Out with illness, according to the commentary hub 2. Bryce Samba sends the ball out of the goal area, headed by Sheaf. Caught by McFadden, who's gone straight back to Moore. Lyle Taylor almost had it. And the ball has gone out for another throw. Around 15 minutes until half-time. It's still Coventry 0, Forest 0. Brennan Johnson heads the ball out. Both sides equally committed to scoring goals. Only each side's defence has proven to be very strong. I think Coventry's defence has kind of edged it a bit for me as Darbo passes to DaCosta, and it's now with O'Hare. O'Hare for Coventry. Back to Darbo. Darbo crosses to Sheaf. It's now back with O'Hare. Now DaCosta. DaCosta crosses. Cleared away by, I think that was McKenna. Yes, indeed it was. As it's DaCosta throwing now for Coventry. Straight with Jean Carrez, and the referee has stopped play, has spotted something he's not happy with. And it'll be a Forest throw-in. If anyone can tell me what happened that's got the ref's attention, please let me know in the comments. Taylor crossed to, I think that might have been Gabriel. And Dom Hyam almost looked like he was going to take the ball off Taylor, but has gone down. Tried to head the ball off, but I think he a bit too high, and as a result, fell onto the ground. Did Taylor have a pass in this, or did he just lose his balance? I don't know. Now is O'Hare for Coventry. O'Hare straight to DaCosta. DaCosta heads, but is caught by Samba. Still nothing to choose between the two. Here's Maiton for Forest. Almost taken by Sheaf. In fact, Sheaf does take it, and it's a yellow card. A yellow card for Ben Sheaf. The referee obviously not happy with how he handled the situation. And one of the spectators that I saw was Frank Clark, the former Forest manager, on the stand watching, and he led Forest to third place in the Premier Division many seasons ago. But it's back now with Forest and taken away by McFadden, the 34-year-old. Very experienced. And just having a look at the possession stats, Coventry ahead by 64%. Forest trail with 36%. So the stats kind of agree with me that Coventry have been the more aggressive side throughout the first half. Almost 10 minutes to go until half time. Still Coventry 0, Forest 0. It's Bong now for Forest. Headed away by McFadden, but it's gone straight back to Bong. Bong now with the ball for Forest. Straight to Maiton. Maiton crosses, but ball doesn't go where he wants it to. And it's now straight to Callum O'Hare. O'Hare now to Jayo Kadesh. Jayo Kadesh for Coventry. Taken away by Mso. Straight to Johnson. Brennan Johnson. He's running away with the ball. Going through like a train straight to Lyle Taylor. And Forest have the lead. Nottingham Forest score the opener with 10 minutes to go until half time. Lyle Taylor was in the right place at the right time. And boy, is he happy with that one. Not what the Coventry fans want to see on the opening day of the season at home. Forest have been slowly chipping away throughout the past 5 minutes. And they got the result they wanted. Lovely assist by, I think that was Johnson. Yes, it was Johnson. And Taylor just finished it off. Anthony Mitchell, clearly a Forest fan, says, come on you Teds, or Reds, I should say, and come on you tricky trees. And that is the first, and that is Lyle Taylor's first away goal for Nottingham Forest. Internationally, he plays for Montserrat. Jayo Kadesh for Coventry. The Sky Blues need to pull something back as quickly as possible. Darboe for Coventry. McFadden. Straight back to Darboe. Now it's with I think that might have been Sheaf, but it's gone straight back to Simon Moore. I was saying earlier on in the half that he was completely on the ball, but nothing happened. But he couldn't get to the ball, or maybe he just lost his concentration as a result of the Lyle Taylor goal. But Coventry back in possession now with the ball. Here's Ian Martson. Straight to Phillips. And it's out for a goal kick to Forest. Mark Robbins chewing away frantically. So just pass straight through to Johnson. For a moment, it looked as though he was going to take them all on and score the goal, but he just happened to spot Lyle Taylor close to the goal, and that was a beautiful assist and an even more fantastic goal by Lyle Taylor. It'll be interesting to hear what Luke makes of this during the half-time break. Coventry need to pull one back, like I say. Here's Jayo Kadesh, but intercepted by Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Coventry now have the ball again. I think that was Waghorn who has it. Yes, indeed it was. Crossed by Gabriel, headed by, I think that was Hamer. I'm not too sure. Now here's Lyle Taylor for Forest again. Can he make it two this time? Not quite. I think Alex Myton was the closest to goal as Jack Colback rough-handled a bit by one of the Coventry midfielders. Talking of which, Coventry now have the ball again with Waghorn. And it's gone straight to Da Costa, who fouls Bong. Bong has been fouled. And Coventry conceded 22 games last season, a record when conceding first. They only won 1 and drew 4. So not a good record. Bryce Samba to take the goal kick for Nottingham Forest. With 5 minutes to go until half-time, Coventry trail Forest by 1-0. Lyle Taylor with the ball for Coventry, but fouled by Darboe. Myton doing well to take advantage of the ongoing kerfuffle, but it's now with Colback. Colback to Gabriel. Gabriel for Forest. Now back to Gabriel again. That was, I think, Johnson, but it was poorly given away to Coventry and saved by Samba. That was Jayo Kadesh who had the ball for the Sky Blues. Started out in his native Sweden before he joined Brighton in 2018. So he's been in England for a good number of years now. Now here's Myton, the young man who started out as a youth at Manchester United. It's now gone straight to Bong for a throw-in. Bong throws, but holds on to it, but back to Johnson. Johnson now with the ball for Forest, but intercepted by Darboe. Another throw-in taken by Bong. Bong doing well to hold on to the ball. Not for long, though. It's Hamer, but taken by Colback and saved by Moore. Now is Ian Martson with the ball for Coventry. Now Ben Sheath. Ben Sheath straight to, I think that might have been Hamer. Yes, indeed it was. But something happened which has resulted play to stop. How close could Fankasi Darboe been to taking the ball away from Lyle Taylor in order to prevent him from stopping that goal? But he wasn't close enough, in my view. And one of the Forest players being looked at by the physio. I think he might have think that might have been like problems with his leg or something. This was something I didn't see in real time. Chris Hewson having a bit of a discussion with Ryan Yates and a couple of other players. Mark Robbins giving out instructions to hopefully help his side with improving their style of play. And it was actually So who had his legs looked at. He appears to be all right. That's good news. Forest fans showing their appreciation of him. I believe he actually sent their appreciation back at them. Nice gesture from the Forest number 6, and a substitution for Forest. It looks as if So will be going off in place and coming on in his place will be Tobias Figueiredo. Tobias Figueiredo, the former Sporting CP midfielder, actually was on loan. Was actually on loan to Forest from Sporting in 2018 before joining the Tricky Trees permanently in July of that year as Hamer takes the goal kick, intercepted by McFadden as it was almost headed for Lyle Taylor. Still Coventry 0, Forest 1 as we enter the 45th minute, and 3 minutes of added on time are to be played. Forest throw-in to be taken by, I think, Gabriel. Gabriel throws to Lolly. Lolly has the ball, not for long though, but retakes it momentarily. Lolly straight to, I think that was Johnson. Johnson almost had a crack at goal, but it was not to be. But was Johnson offside? It didn't look like it to me, but it's a Forest corner again. Taylor had it momentarily, but I think it just ricocheted off one of the Coventry defenders, or it might have been one of the Forest forwards. I think it actually came off more there, but Coventry doing well to halt Forest attack, at least for now. Bong now with the ball for Forest, who crosses. Kept away by Darboe. Da Costa sends it back to Bong. Bad move. And now Alex Myton has gone down. Alex Myton has been fouled. The young man, as Gustavo Hamer gets into a bit of an argument with the referee, James Lillington. Colback and a couple of his teammates going over to have a look. Johnson as well. Oh dear, that does look a nasty injury for Alex Myton. Da Costa, I believe, elbows him in the back of the head and sends him down. Yes, that was very rough indeed. Unnecessary in my view. But Da Costa going over to have a look just to check to see if he's all right. So is the Forest physio. Lyle Taylor talking to referee Lillington. He now goes over to have a look just to see if he's all right. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Myton has to make way for another player for the second half. Chris Hewson clearly not happy over what happened. We're now into the 48th minute. It looks as if time will have to be actually extended because of the delay in play. Myson clearly looks in pain. He's being led away by the Forest physio, and it's a free kick to Coventry. Free kick to Coventry, taken by, I think that was Hamer. And now a Coventry player has gone down inside the 18-yard box. Can't see who, but play still goes on. It looks like Julian Da Costa. No, it isn't. It's Callum O'Hare. Callum O'Hare was the man that was fouled. Yes, indeed it was. It was actually a whack into, I think that might have been his jaw by Gaetan Bong. Very unnecessary, and the halftime whistle has gone. Coventry came into this match with the anticipation and the delight of finally being back at the Building Society Arena, but Forest got ahead when they felt they had to, and the halftime score at the Coventry Building Society Arena: Coventry City 0, Nottingham Forest 1.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. That was Nicholas Jones here for the action of the first half, and of course we'll be back with him for the action of the second half, as has been stated. Nottingham Forest are the ones who were leading at half-time by a 1-0, a goal from Lyle Taylor. It's a very good goal. It was actually a great run on the right-hand side from Johnson, who could have took it all the way himself, to be fair. He did cover quite a lot of the field getting forward, and then a great pass to Lyle Taylor, who, in between the two Coventry defenders, put it in the back of the net. So it's Coventry 0, Forest 1 here on the Commentary Hub, of course, with the association of J-DAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. And, of course, our official sponsors for this season are Melon. Now, we're just going to take you through with the results of the Championship so far from Friday. Bournemouth 2, West Brom 2. That was on Friday night. And on Saturday, it was Blackburn 2, Swansea 1. Bristol City 1, Blackpool 1, Cardiff City 1, Barnsley 1, again, Derby 1, Huddersfield 1, Luton Town 3, Peterborough 0. That was a big result for Luton Town. Of course, they're playing Stevenage on Tuesday in the Carabao Cup. Preston 1, Hull City 4. It's a great start for Hull City of the season. Of course, it wasn't that long ago when Hull were in the Premier League. QPR 1, Millwall 1, Stoke City 3, Reading 2, Sheffield United 0, Birmingham City 1. It's a great win for Lee Bowyer's team yesterday. And of course, early on, it was Fulham 1 and beg your pardon, yes, just running through the results from earlier. It was Fulham 1, Middlesbrough 1. I do beg your pardon regarding that. We're just joined now with Luke Turton. Good afternoon, Luke, again here for the half time. As you've seen, the Coventry 1, Coventry 0, apologies, Forest 1. And Coventry played well, didn't they? They held up the ball quite well, considering being the home team, of course, and that's what they do, trying to get as much position as they want. But at the end of the day, it was Forest who had the better chances. And they had the goal from Lyle Taylor, the 31-year-old, of course, is starting on form for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think Coventry have controlled it quite well. They frustrated Forest a lot and made the pitch quite small, so we don't have a lot of space to get Johnson into the game. Then again, Johnson did get the run for the goal, and then he had a decent chance towards the end as well. So I think we're growing into the game. It's just a bit disappointing that Mbaye went off injured, to be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing this substitution of Mbaye, which is it's quite sad to see any player getting injured. And of course, there's also probably going to be a question mark at halftime, isn't it, over Alex Martin with that clash of heads with the Coventry player?
I think Alex Martin will be all right. He gets those more or less every 2 or 3 games he plays, he gets clattered or taken out. He's a tough lad. I think he'll come out for the second half.
What are we expecting from Nottingham Forest in the second half? And actually, with Chris Hughton's style of football, are we expecting to sit back and just defend that lead, or are we going to see more Forest on the counter attack like we see in the first half?
I'm hoping to see a bit more quality. I mean, our corners have been a bit subpar. And the free kick that Colback took was literally just placed straight into the goalkeeper's hands. So I think set pieces that we're stressing to get a bit better. But I think we'll have a go. I think as long as we keep Mighton, Lolly and Brennan Johnson on the field, and then, I mean, you've got Zinkernagel and Cavalier for the second half. So, I mean, I think it's going to be one of these where we'll still have a go, but again, we'll have those moments where they will attack Coventry or put us under a bit of pressure, and I really hope our back line is able to handle that.
No, absolutely. And of course, the goal scored by Lyle about Brennan Johnson's run was fantastic, wasn't it? From the right hand side, more or less took the whole of the Coventry field, didn't he? Till the end, till he passed it to Lyle Taylor within the 6-yard box.
Yeah, I think that putting Brennan Johnson out wide might be an option for us this season. Now, after his run out wide, and probably I'd stick Lolly down the middle, because I mean, he's better going either side and hitting shots, and Johnson can take on one of their fullbacks. And I think on the counter, if you have 2 very pacey wingers, then that's probably the approach that we need to take. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us make a couple more changes in the second half as he gets on. But yeah, the run from Johnson was magnificent.
Of course, Coventry have got, I think, to do with Mike Robbins there, sitting there, scratching his head probably the first half, and having so much possession but not doing much with it. Did Coventry do anything wrong in the first half to be losing by a goal to 0?
No, I mean, there'll be question marks over the kind of defending on the goal, kind of Darbo tripping, but then again, those things happen in football. You're not going to get perfect games all the way through the season. I think the only thing is the whole game's lacked quality, to be honest. The first half was really kind of cagey, and they haven't really had a chance on goal. Whether that's down to our defending or them just lacking the final touch in the final third, I wouldn't say they've done a lot wrong. I think there's just a few things that are just missing at the moment to take them on to the next level.
No, it's completely understandable. I mean, Forest, you said that Chris Hughton didn't have the whole full season, which is completely understandable. We've been through the pandemic last season as well, which is it was quite harsh, not just on Forest, but on everyone around the world, literally. Do you think we probably got to the stage to see the real Forest under Chris Hughton, or is still more building needs to be done to get to what Chris Hughton's image of the new Forest?
I think by September the 1st, we'll have a general gist of kind of the squad that Chris Hughton wants at the club. And also, then during the September month, I think you'll see more of Forest under Hughton and how he really wants to go about it. I think today's game was probably a game too soon, given the fact of we've only made 2 signings, a goalkeeper and a winger. We still technically need a right back, a left back, a versatile midfielder, and then maybe a striker. So to me, I still think we're a bit off what we'd have Chris Hughton's main vision to be.
No, that's understandable. And like we said, with all the problems that we're seeing with the pandemic, and of course, there's been obviously talks since yesterday with the big. It's nothing confirmed, but it's no smoke without fire, as I say, with the liquidation, the possibility of liquidation of Inter Milan, that big giant. And of course, here in Spain, with massive problems with Barcelona and Real Madrid financially. Barcelona seems to be about 1,000 or £1 billion in debt. So teams like Forest, for example, it's very hard at the moment to get going financially, isn't it? Same as any other clubs around the world with that size.
Yeah, but again, I think it just highlights the fact of how clubs in the past were prepared to pay players large wages and are now paying the price for it. But then again, if you manage it right and don't go over your budget for the season, then I don't see a big issue. I mean, yeah, COVID's hit and the revenue's down, but at the same time, you then just trail back how much you can spend and spend it wisely, the money you actually have to spend.
I completely agree with you. I think some boards around the world, clubs-wide, seem to be running it quite well. And we've seen about 15 years ago or so when Peter Rielsdale was the chairman of Leeds United and literally got Leeds down to the ground afterwards. And Leeds have to suffer for years, for a decade really, until they start sniffing around the Premier League or the return to the Premier League. And we don't want to see that to anyone, because at the end of the day, it's the fans who suffer more than anyone else. No fan around the world wants to see their club to be bankrupt or under liquidation or anything kind of form. Are Forest in the good hands at the moment regarding the boards?
Well, it was rumoured before kickoff that in the past 2 seasons we've had nearly 100 players come through the door. I mean, I'm a bit sceptical whether it is actually 100. That sounds a bit mad. But, I mean, I think over the past 4 or 5 seasons, it's getting up to that number. And when you're paying people like Harry Arter the money that he's probably on at Forest, Carl Jenkinson's another one, to just not even get in the 18 today, it's madness. We had a long list towards the back end of last season, towards the season before that. We don't have a core group of players and then have these kind of, they're now the odd ones. There isn't a huge list, but still, it's the ones that are on huge money that aren't in the squad now, and that's the issue.
And I mean, you mentioned a couple of players there with quite a huge wage. Are we talking about they've got another 2 years or so for their contract to run down, or is there a chance of maybe flogging it to another club who might be interested? From your understanding?
I think they're still going to be in the contract for a couple. Well, Jenkins probably got another year. Artis probably got another 2. But the thing is, there's a reason they're not playing for Forest. And they couldn't get in the Forest side last year that was playing like they were. So, who'd really, realistically want to, 1, take on their wages, and 2, take on a player that's potentially not even match fit now?
That's a very good point here. I mean, of course, you're more aware of the Forest players than I do, and I'll take your word for it. And and they're not good enough, especially under Chris Hughton now. And when you see Chris Hughton football at the moment, it's not probably the best, like you mentioned, but it's still growing bit by bit. And we all know Chris Hughton's CV is really good. His days at Newcastle United, it shows that what he can do with a club. Take it, Forest fans in general have got a faith with Chris Hughton, or they're still spectacle at the moment?
I think there's a divide, like in most fan bases. I think some will like his approach, some just won't like his approach, and they'll have their own opinion on that. I mean, again, it's like players. Some people will like one player, some people won't. It's a divisive thing, and I think, the only thing that's come out this week that's majoritively backed, kind of, in opinion-wise, was the dislike to our third kit.
I must admit, I don't think you're the only one. I've seen so many away kits or third kits that came out this season, and there's been quite a lot of criticism, and I can tell you from the Spurs one and the Arsenal one, and of course you just mentioned the Forest one, and there's quite a few others. And I think the clubs are trying to send a message with these new style kits, shall we say. I still don't know what the actual issue behind it, or what is the real reason behind it, but of course the clubs are doing so. What's your thoughts for the second half, Luke, before we go back to Nicholas? a Forest win, or do you think Palace is going to come strong? Apologies, Coventry.
I think, to be honest, that we can probably concede a goal in the second half. I mean, we've got Figueiredo and Bong on the field now, and they created a lot of errors last year. But I still think we can win it, because I still think we've got a couple of players that can come on and freshen up the attack in the second half. I can't see Lyle Taylor going off unless we shove Brennan Johnson up front. But, you know, I think if we get a couple more goals, then it'll make a decent game of it. But, you know, we've seen the first half, so we'll have to see.
Thank you very much, Luke. We'll come back to you after the game finishes for your analysis for the whole match. And, of course, you are listening to the Commentary Hub, the home of alternative commentary, with the association of J-DAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM, and, of course, our official sponsors, Manan. And now we're back with Nicholas Jones for the action of this second half. Good afternoon again, Nicholas.
Thanks, John. Second half almost upon us as Michael Rose comes on in place of Julian Da Costa. An early second half substitution for Coventry. No half-time substitutions for Nottingham Forest that I can pick out. It seems to me as though Luke's prediction on Alex Mighton was right. He seems to be fit enough to play in the second half. Chris Hughton synchronising his watch by the looks of it, as all the players are getting ready to start the second half at the Coventry Building Society Arena. And it'll be Nottingham Forest to take the second half starter kick. And we're underway for the second half. And Forest straight into it. Here's Bong. Bong for Forest, straight to Lyle Taylor. Almost caught by Johnson. Now back with Bong, who sent it back to Taylor. And it's now with, I think that might have been Mighton. Almost intercepted by Yates. Not quite. Nottingham Forest need to look at extending their leads. Good evening to Mike Harneman. As Simon Moore gets ready to send out the ball with a goal kick, which he does. The ball's gone straight to Gaetan Bong, though. And it's now with Hyam. Hyam sends it back to Darboe. Out for a free kick, out for a throw-in, sorry. Now it's back with Moore. Nottingham Forest one of the championship clubs that had the fewest goals conceded last season, even though they finished 17th. Back to the here and the now. Coventry with the ball. O'Hare sends it out for another throw. And it's now back with O'Hare. It was actually Darboe who took the throw. Darboe for Coventry. Darboe doing well to hold on to the ball. And it's now gone to Ben Sheaf. Ben Sheaf crosses to Ian Martson. Ian Martson, can he score on his debut? No. That was very close by Ian Martson, but it looked as if Jordan Lawrence Gabriel did well to get in his way, and that just compromised the ball's velocity and momentum. And it's now with Michael Rose. Michael Rose to Ian Martson. Back to Rose. Now McFadden. Straight back to, I think that was Hyam. And it's now gone to Moore. Moore clears it. Almost caught by one of the Forest midfielders, but it's now gone straight up to Victor Gyökeres, although intercepted by Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Joe Lolly for Nottingham Forest passes to Alex Mighton, who's roughed up again. And this time it is Kyle McFadden who gets a yellow card for his troubles. Rough handles him. I think he smacked his backside by the looks of it. McFadden definitely booked. That challenge did look unnecessary in my view. But that hasn't stopped Forest's commitment towards looking for another goal. Couple of attempts by Lyle Taylor. Nothing came of them though. Now here's Joe Lolly. Blocked well by Michael Rose. And Lewis, a Coventry fan, says hello and come on, Cov. Joe Lolly to take the corner for Forest. Taken well, but McFadden was fouled in the goal area. Nothing came of it, though. So another throw-in to Forest, and to be taken by Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Gabriel with the throw. Taylor. Taken by Colback and now Yates. Darboe. Timing Matt. And we're actually approaching the 50th minute. And it is still Coventry 0, Forest 1. Nottingham Forest scoring in the first half with that remarkable Lyle Taylor goal after an assist from Brennan Johnson. But another Coventry free kick. McFadden to Rose. Michael Rose passes to Martson. Now back to Rose. Cross by Rose to Darboe. Came off his chest and it goes out of play. Chris Houghton issuing his instructions from the touchline. Bong to take the throw. Johnson, but it's now with Coventry again. Almost had by Martson. Mark Robbins not saying very much. Just chewing his gum on the touchline to calm his nerves. And it will be Gabriel to take the throw. Headed by one of the Coventry defenders, but it's back out for another throw, and it will be Gabriel again to take the throw. Throw-in taken. And Forest looking for the chance to get another goal. Here's Colback. Colback pushes away Ian Martson. But Coventry doing their best to get the ball off, which they do. So it's out for another throw. This time to Coventry, taken by McFadden. Now with Hyam. Hyam to Darboe, back to Hyam. Hyam passes to Heyman. Now it's with Darboe. Gyökeres. was intercepted by Yates, and it's now cross away by McKenna. But it ends up back at the feet of Simon Moore. Michael Rose for Coventry. It's now with Ian Martson. Rose to McFadden to Hyam. Now gone straight back to Darboe. Darboe has to back away from the ball. It looked like it went over the line for a throw. It did. And it'll be Gaetan Bong to take the throw for Forest. .53 3/4 minutes gone. Coventry still trail Forest by a goal to nil. And here's Ben Sheaf now with the ball for Coventry. Sheaf almost makes it two, just bounced off the crossbar, and it's now with Ian Martson. Can he do something about this? And the answer is no. But it's gone straight back to Brennan Johnson, and Martson pulls on Johnson's shirt, resulting in him being fouled. James Lillington doesn't like that, and as a result, Martson gets a yellow card. That did look a bit unnecessary. And that would almost have certainly been a goal by Ben Sheaf had he aimed in the right place. But it just glanced off the crossbar. Very unfortunate. So a free kick to be taken by Forest. Jack Colback with the free kick, headed away by Coventry, and it's now with Joe Lolly. Lolly couldn't quite get through, couldn't quite break through Coventry's defence wall, and McFadden seems to have suffered as a result of that block. He looks a bit winded and a bit upset. Fired it through, and it was Hyam, and the header from Hyam glanced off, and it actually hit McFadden in the chest by the looks of it. Bong with another throw. Throw taken by Bong, headed away by Coventry, but it's now with Ryan Yates. Yates passes to Lolly. Lolly with the ball for Forest. Straight back to, I think that might have been Yates, and it's now with Gabriel. Great bit of work there by Brennan Johnson. And it's now with Lawrence Gabriel. Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Straight into the arms of Simon Moore. .56.5 minutes have been played. Coventry 0, Forest 1. And Coventry hit the woodwork the most in the Championship last season with 26-7 ahead of 7 more, I should say, than QPR. Hamer with the ball for Coventry. It's now with Jaya Harris, now Waghorn. Martin Waghorn for Coventry. And another booking is about to take place by the looks of it. Couldn't quite see what happened. It seemed to me, it looked as though Lyle Taylor brought down Gustavo Hamer. And Lyle Taylor has been booked. The first booking for Forest in this game. Hamer clutching at his leg. On comes the Coventry City physio. The Coventry City fans getting behind their club as ever, showing their passion as always. Play Up Sky Blues is one of the club's favourite anthems and songs. Gustavo Hamer appears to be all right, helped back onto his feet by the physio. Dom Hyam taking a quick drink, as I believe Hamer was as well. 58 minutes gone. Still Coventry 0, Forest 1. Gustavo Hamer being led away. Now, is he going to be substituted? That remains to be seen. Free kick to Coventry City, though. Looks like it'll be a Martin Waghorn free kick. Indeed, it is, and sails over the crossbar. No way was that going in. Martin Waghorn, another player to make his debut for Coventry today. 1 of 5, and those 5 also include Ian Martson, who as I mentioned, on loan from Chelsea, and Tim Fisher, the Coventry chairman, helped out the club through its most recent turbulent times. It's now Callum O'Hare with the ball for Coventry. To Bankasi Darbo, but saved by Bryce Samba. And it's now with Joe Lolly. Lolly passes to, I think that was Brennan Johnson, but Figgy was then subsequently fouled by Hamer. Hamer getting into a bit of an argument with James Linnington. Yes, indeed, it was Hamer. He's been already booked, remember. Will he get a second yellow card as a result of this? No, it's his first. I do apologise. I hadn't realised that he'd been booked already, that he hadn't been booked. So apologies for getting it wrong. Free kick to Nottingham Forest, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub, the home of alternative commentary on YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope and Twitch, courtesy of our sponsors, Melon, our official streaming partner, and also on our other sponsors, J-DAC Football and JB Sports. As the free kick goes awry for Forest. Goal kick to Coventry. Coventry had the ball momentarily, but Forest quick to take it back. Is Gayton Bong for Forest. A minute past the hour. Coventry trail Forest by 1-0 still. They've had a couple of chances in the past couple of minutes, but nothing has come of it though. Headed away by Martin Waghorn. It's now with Alex Myton who goes down. Myton has been fouled by, I think that might have been Waghorn. Free kick taken by Jack Colback, straight to Ryan Yates. Yates crosses to Lolly. Lolly had the ball momentarily. It was intercepted by Michael Rose, and it's now with Hyam. Hyam with the ball for Coventry, who passes to McFadden. And it's gone straight to Ian Martson for the throw. which he has just taken now, and it's now McFadden for Coventry. Straight to Callum O'Hare. Now Darboe. Darboe back to O'Hare. Now back to Fankasi Darboe. Darboe straight to Ben Sheaf. And it's now with Dom Hyam back to Sheaf. And now Waghorn. Sheaf again. Jaya Kenesh now back to Darboe. Darboe with the cross. Almost taken by Sheaf, but Bong did well to get in Coventry's way. Great bit of defending from Forest in and around the goal area when it mattered. So goal kick to Forest, and it'll be Bryce Samba who kicks the ball out, aims for Taylor, but it was intercepted by Coventry. Not anymore, though. Caught by Moore, rolled out to Dom Hyam. Hyam with the ball for Coventry. Darboe. Crossed by, I think that might have been one of the other defenders. I think it might have been Michael Rose, actually. Bryce Samba catches the ball, rolls it to Figueiredo. Now caught by Sheaf. Sheaf to Waghorn. Now back to Sheaf, and now Hamer. Hamer for Coventry crosses it to Darboe, who misses. Darboe has missed. 65 minutes have elapsed. Coventry 0, Forest 1. Mark Robbins showing his appreciation at his side's most recent resurgence throughout the second half so far. Nothing. All that's missing is the goal. Bong now with the ball for Forest, not for long now. It's gone back to Darboe. It's now Taylor. Cole back. And straight to McKenna, who passes to Gabriel. Gabriel now with the ball for Forest, who crosses to Taylor, but not for long. It's now back with Sheaf, and now Hamer. And my dad says, great support from the Cov fans. My dad is actually a Coventry City fan himself, so he's free to join in with their support. And here's Yates, passes to Colback, and now Figueiredo to McKenna and Bong, and it's gone straight to Gustavo Hamer. Now it's Callum O'Hare to Martin Waghorn. Waghorn, but blocked, but saved by Bryce Samba. That would have been an equaliser. That did look goal-bound from what I could see, but Samba did really well to save that one. Now here's Joe Lolly for Forest. He crosses to Lyle Taylor, but dealt with well by Hyam, who passes to McFadden. It's now back with Hamer. Hamer to Waghorn, but taken by, I think that might have been McKenna. It's now Joe Lolly. Lolly to Johnson, and it's now with Gabriel to Yates. Yates passes to McKenna. It's now back with Bong. Cole back. And now here's, that was Callum O'Hare, but something has got the referee's attention, forcing play to stop. Let's see what it is. It was a push on Colback. And James Linnington not happy with that one. And it looks as if a Coventry substitute is about to be made. And it looks as if Jody Jones is going to come onto the pitch. Very experienced player at Coventry. He's been with them for about a few years. Ian Martson now being looked at by the Coventry physios as Martin Waghorn takes the chance to have a drink to keep his energy going. Almost 68 and a half minutes gone. Still Coventry 0, Forest 1. And it looks to me as though Ian Martson will come off in place of... No, it's actually Martin Waghorn who's going to come onto the pitch, who's going to come off the pitch. And Tyler Walker will take his place, scored 8 for the club in all competitions last season. He was Coventry's top scorer of that year. And Jody Jones looks like he's going to come on as a substitute as well. And it will be Ian Martson to go off for Jody Jones. Martson has shown some pace and potential. Came close to scoring on debut, but he's gone off the pitch. And Jody Jones comes on. Jones gets a slap on the back from one of his teammates, and the fans go wild as he comes onto the pitch. Popular player at the club so far. Jones gets the ball almost as soon as he comes on. He passes to Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres almost sent the ball upfield, but couldn't quite do it. Jones passes to Rose. And now McFadden. Straight to Hamer. Hamer crosses to Fankasi Darbo. Now back with Hamer. Hamer to Gyökeres. Gyökeres, that was almost, I think that might have been Ben Sheaf, I think that was. But throw in to Coventry. It'll be Fankasi Darbo to take the throw in for the Sky Blues. Darbo throws. But it's taken by Gabriel. No, it's actually been taken by Jones. Jody Jones for Coventry. Tries to get round Gabriel. He passes to Ben Sheaf. Ben Sheaf passes to Gyökeres. Gyökeres does well to hold on to the ball. Gyökeres cut out well by Forest, and it's now back with Sheaf. Sheaf passes to Hamer. Hamer with the ball for Coventry. Almost sent to O'Hare, but intercepted well by Bryce Samba. Great bit of play from between those three sets of players. Glanced off Gabriel's chest, and we have less than 20 minutes until full time. Almost coming up to the 72nd minute. Still Coventry 0, Forest 1. But Jack Colback now with the ball for Coventry. And Lyle Taylor has been fouled. O'Hare for Coventry. Now it's with Alex Myton. Fankasi Darbo, Park crosses. And that was almost caught by Martin Waghorn. Bong now to take the throw for Forest, which he does. And Caught by McFadden. Almost headed away by, I think that might have been, and now it's Jody Jones who has the ball, and that was almost a goal. It looked to me like that ball could have gone in. But did he fire too high? It was actually Tyler Walker who almost caught it, and Joe Lolly, I think that might have been, appeared to have gone down. Still, no cards as a result of that incident, though. Although Coventry have had the most players booked so far in this game. Bryce Samba to take the goal kick for Forest. Great commentary so far, Nicholas, says our sister channel, Commentary Hub 2. Thanks to everyone associated with Commentary Hub 2, including Russ Vernon. And it's now with Alex Might. The ball's now with Alex Mighton, and Mighton is pushed down again. Mighton does well to hold on. But did the ball momentarily go over the touchline? I think it did. It looks like there may well have to be another throw-in, and the fourth official, Ollie Yates, looks as though walks across the pitch. Yes, I apologise if I did not mention anybody's comment straight away. The great commentary so far, Nicholas, was in fact from Ross, as a Nottingham Forest substitution is about to take place, as Alex Mighton comes off the pitch, and on will come Philip Zinkernagel, the Dane on loan from Watford this season. 15 minutes to go, still Coventry 0, Forest 1. Mike Harneman says, cracking job as always, my man. Thank you both, gentlemen. And it's now Coventry back in play, and it's gone, and the ball's been passed to Simon Moore. And it's now Jody Jones with the ball for Coventry. Straight to Walker. And it's now with Gustavo Hamer. Hamer crosses to Fankati Darbo, to Ben Sheaf. Now back with Darbo after momentarily glancing off O'Hare, but Colback takes the ball. But it has now resulted in a Coventry free kick. Free kick to Coventry, courtesy of Gustavo Hamer. Hamer with the free kick for Coventry. Nothing comes of it, though. And in fact, offside. An offside flag has been shown. It seems to me as though Hyam was a fraction ahead of everybody else. And that has resulted in a goal kick to Bryce Samba. Samba clears the ball for Forest. And it's found his target, Philip Zinkernagel. Zinkernagel with the ball does well to hold on to it. Not for long though. Now it's now it's Gaten Bong who fouls Fankati Darbo. James Lindington clearly not happy with this, and just elbowed him in the chest. Elbowed Bong in the chest, but But Bong had no right to retaliate, in my view. It looked like he did. As Philip Zinkernagel will take the corner for Forest. This will be their 5th. Coventry have had none. Zinkernagel with the corner. Almost sent towards Lyle Taylor, but Coventry doing well to defend. Now with Tyler Walker. Tyler Walker to Jaya Keresh. It's now with Walker again. Now it's gone to, I think that might have been Ryan Yates. As for the man of the match, this is going to be a tough one. But on that goal in the first half alone, I'm going to give it to Lyle Taylor. Lyle Taylor is our man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, Mellon, JB Sports, and J-DAC Football. Play still goes on. Coventry still in possession. It's now Darboe. Straight to Jaya Keresh, but goes out of play once again. McFadden. Straight back to Moore, and it's now with Michael Rose. Jody Jones. Straight to Lyle Taylor. The man who just got the nod for my man of the match. McFadden. Straight to Hyam. Hyam passes to Walker. It's gone out of play once again. 10 minutes to go. And it will be Bong to take the throw-in. Despite Coventry's resurgence throughout the second half, Forest have been able to hold on and doing a good job of it. Jody Jones for Coventry. Now with Ben Sheaf. Straight to Gustavo Hamer. Hamer crosses to Darboe. Darboe passes to Callum O'Hare. O'Hare now with the ball for Coventry. O'Hare tries to find Walker, and it's now with Shai carries, and it's a goal. Coventry have levelled. Superb finish by Victor Jaya-Keresh. The Coventry supporters go ballistic. And I'm sure my dad will be going ballistic as well back at home. That's better, he says. I couldn't agree with you more, Dad. That is the sort of form that the fans want to see from Coventry. Excellent set piece by Callum O'Hare, who passed straight to, I think that might have been Ben Sheaf, who then sent it straight to Victor Jaya-Keresh. Jaya-Keresh just picked up the ball when he needed to and just fired it in without asking. And that's his 4th goal in 20 championship appearances for Coventry. That goal was just beautiful. So another throw-in to be taken by Forest. Gaten Bong with the throw. Now back with Bong, and it's now gone to Zinkernagel, sorry. But But now it's back to a throw for Forest. Straight into the arms, though, of Simon Moore. Surely this goal has now G'd up Coventry a bit more. Could they be on their way to their first win back at the Building Society Arena after a year of ground sharing at Birmingham City? Forest aren't wanting that to happen, though, as Brennan Johnson quickly passed to Lyle Taylor, but it was intercepted by Coventry. Now it's Jack Colback for Forest. Straight to Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. It looks like it's going back to Colback, but Rose does well to get in his way. 83 minutes have been played. Coventry 1, Forest 1 is the score. Jaio Keres just fired it into the center, to the top center of the net, according to what I'm seeing. And Patrick Turnbull says, need to make sure Forest don't catch us on break. Cov on top now. It certainly looks that way. Coventry need to at least get one more in order to secure a win. O'Hare had the ball briefly, but it was snatched away by Bong. And it's now back with Hamer. Now Darboe. Darboe fouled by Lyle Taylor. Darboe momentarily on the ground, but back on his feet. Superb free kick taken, almost headed for, I think that might have been Waghorn, but it was intercepted. And the referee is marking out the spot for another free kick. He felt that he wasn't satisfied with the first free kick, so it's going to be another one to be taken by Gustavo Hamer. Gustavo Hamer with the free kick. Almost sent towards Tyler Walker, but Bryce Samba did well to block that one. Good save by Samba. With 5 minutes of normal time to go, Coventry and Forest are now level with the score at 1-1, and it looks like Lyle Taylor has gone to ground, has gone onto the ground. Chris Hewson there checking with his assistant managers. They're writing down notes. It seems to me like another substitution is about to be made. It looks like Carfu might be coming on. Straight up. Lyle Taylor gets straight back up onto his feet. He seems to be okay. That's good. Carfu doing up the laces on his boots. Strapping something to his socks as well. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know. Meanwhile, play still goes on, and it's a Coventry throw. And it will be Fankati Darboe who will take the throw for Coventry, which he does. Out goes the ball. And it'll be another throw in to Coventry, courtesy of Darboe. Darboe to Jaio Keres. Jaio Keres doing well to hold off Jack Colback. Coventry need to get a winner in this one, and soon, because there are 3 minutes of normal time left. And Carfu will be coming onto the pitch. It looks like it, in place of Lyle Taylor. Russ says, will Coventry get a winner? And as I've just mentioned, they need to get one within the next 3 or so minutes. Because if they don't, then both clubs will walk away with a point apiece. I don't think this match is worthy of a point. I think it is worthy of only one, but I think it is worthy of a club win. Jody Jones now with the ball for Coventry, who passes to Michael Rose, and now McFadden. McFadden for Coventry. Now back with Dom Hyam. Dom Hyam passes to Hamer. Hamer passes back to Rose, who sends it up forward to Jody Jones. Jody Jones for Coventry. Jones now passes to, I think that might have been Sheaf. Yes, it was. Rose to Darbo, but not for long. It was intercepted by Zinkernagel. Zinkernagel with the ball. I think he might have fouled Hyam, but I don't think he did. But Sir Patrick Turnbull says a point each would be a fair result. Forest had the better of the first half, Coventry the second, and I would completely agree with him on that one. Except I feel that's either Coventry or Forest deserve to win. I don't think a point. I personally don't think this game is worthy of a point. But if he says it's a fair result, then that's okay. As Coventry get proceedings underway again, but not for long. It's now taken by Yates for Forest, and it's now back with Bong. Less than 20 seconds of normal time left. I think there will be a few minutes added on. It's now Darbo for Coventry. Hyam, Darbo again. Straight back to Hyam. Hyam crossed, and it'll be additional period of 6 minutes. 6 minutes of injury time. And it's Joe Lolly who actually went down onto the ground. Carfu trying to inject some muscle movements into his leg. The physio coming over to have a look. To give credit to Joe Lolly, he's been very persistent. He's been very persistent on the pitch and very nagging towards the Coventry players. Has done really well in providing assists and may have had a chance at goals himself. But that was the Lyle Taylor goal. Wonderful finish by Taylor, and that's why he gets my man of the match. And also a good finish by Victor Jayo-Keres, courtesy of a good assist by Callum O'Hare. Lolly back up on his feet, looks fine. Cross by Yates to, I think that might have been McFadden. Yes, it was. And it's now, here it is now with Colback. Colback crosses. Russ says it's my best commentary for the channel yet. Go to the top in this industry. A bit soon for that, I think. But Carfu almost had the ball, but Coventry did well to nick it off. And it will be a free kick to Nottingham Forest with almost 3.5 minutes remaining Free kick line is about to be drawn. Callum O'Hare gets into his defensive position. Looks as if Carfu will be the one to take the free kick, which he does. Almost headed in the correct place by, I think that might have been Lolly, but yellow flags up. It's now back with Darbo for Coventry. Jaya Kedesh, the man who scored just over 10 minutes, the man who scored about 12 minutes ago, now gone to Hamer. Hamer crosses to Darbo, but the ball has gone out of play. Mark Robbins got to be happy with Coventry's performances in the second half. They did look a bit behind and stale in the first half, but they appeared to have found their rhythm in the second half and have been very persistent, very threatening. And it's now, I think that was Gabriel who had the ball momentarily, but it's now gone straight to Coventry. Moore clears it straight to Hyam. He passes to McFadden. Now Michael Rose. Jody Jones for Coventry. Almost had it, but it was intercepted and he was pushed down by Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Throw in to Coventry. Jody Jones will take the throw. Nice throw by Jones. A minute to go of injury time. It doesn't look like anyone will score a match winner in this time, as Callum O'Hare has gone down. He was fouled. He was fouled earlier on in the first half, remember, and now he's gone down again. Having a bit of a stretch. He looks okay, but it's a free kick to Coventry. They have to make this one count if they are to score a match winner. This could well be their last chance of the match. Free kick taken well. Almost headed in. And McFadden almost had it. But is it a goal? Yes, it is. Coventry have scored right at the death, courtesy of the captain, Kyle McFadden. I wasn't sure if it had gone in, but the confirmation is it has. That did look a bit messy, but McFadden put it in right when it mattered, and it looks as though Coventry City will get a win in their first game back at the Coventry Building Society Arena. The fans will be pleased. McFadden, there was a bit of jockeying around for position. The ball just bounced in around the goal area like a pinball. But McFadden just saw the ball and just gave it his all, and it just went straight in, even though Bryce Samba did his utmost to try and keep it out. Patrick Turnbull goes, yes! And my dad says, that'll do. Forest need to muster the energy and resource they can to and try and use up whatever energy they can to try and wear Coventry out. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so. Time is running out. The Coventry fans can sense victory. We've just now gone over the past couple of minutes. We've now just gone over the 96th minute, and it is now coming up to 98 minutes. And there goes the whistle. Coventry have won back at home. The fans have returned to Coventry after a season's worth of ground sharing at Birmingham City. Nottingham Forest started strong in the first half. Got the goal from Lyle Taylor, but Coventry came back strong in the second half, and their goals in the towards the back end have showed their resilience and commitment. Final score at the Coventry Building Society Arena: Coventry City 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. This is with Nicholas Jones with a fantastic commentary of this game. Stay with us, Nicholas, to come back to you in a couple of minutes. Coventry City came back from behind. They were losing at half-time to Lyle Taylor's goal in the 36th minute. And Coventry, in the last probably 10 minutes or so, they scored their both goals. The first one on the 81st minute through Guaqueras, and then right at the death, in the 7th minute of injury time, McFadden, the captain, scores for Coventry City to end Coventry City 2, Nottingham Forest 1. I'm just waiting to see if Luke Trotter will come back with us just to discuss the score from the Forest perspective. But of course, just to make you aware that you are listening to the Commentary Hub with the association with J-DAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM, and of course with our official sponsors, Mellon. Just before I go back to Nicholas for a second for his final views, just let you know what's coming up in the next few days. On Wednesday at 8 o'clock with Tom Savdory, we've got the European Super Cup between Chelsea and Villarreal. A great encounter between the champions of Europe, Chelsea, and the Europa League champions, Villarreal. And on Thursday at 8 o'clock as well, we got the Hub Season Predictions podcast, which is going to be broadcasted live, which is going to have most of our commentators in this show with all the air predictions for this coming season. And on Friday the 13th, yes, Friday the 13th at 8 o'clock in the evening is the start of the English Premier League. Brentford versus Arsenal, the London derby, which is going to be commentated through our main man, Mike Harneman, from the place to be, the Commentary Hub. It'll be a great start for Brentford coming to the Premier League. And, of course, Arsenal with Michael Arteta got points to prove after last season's position. On Saturday at 3 o'clock, we got Nicholas Jones again, but this time it's from the Iceman League. Benfield versus Basingstoke Town. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere listening to Nicholas Jones in the commentary from the lower leagues, which we always admire in our channel. And the same day later on at 5:30, it's going to be Norwich City versus Liverpool with Ross Vernon, our very own main man, is going to be commentating on that game. It's going to be a big game for Norwich coming back as well back to the Premier League against Liverpool. Liverpool, they might have not won the league last season, but they are always strong with the likes of Mo Salah, Mane and co. And on Sunday at 4:30 is going to be Tottenham versus Manchester City. The champions of England will be going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and that's going to be commentated by myself. And it's going to be a big game as well for Spurs. They had few additions from last season, and of course there's more to come by the sound of it. And of course we'll find out if Harry Kane's going to play at all, and if he does, is it going to be for Spurs or is it going to be for Manchester City? Going back to Nicholas, welcome back again. Welcome, Nicholas. fantastic commentary for us today, but what a comeback by Coventry, wasn't it? I mean, yes, they did play well in the first half, but they didn't kick up a gear. But in the second half, they did kick up a gear or two, and two amazing goals. But we cannot deny that it's been very bad clearances from Forest, wasn't it, for both goals?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, quite a few poor clearances from Forest, which may have resulted in Coventry's goals. And I'm actually quick to point out that on Tuesday, the Commentary Hub has coverage of the Carabao Cup first round match with Russ Vernon covering Derby County against Salford City. But back to the here and the now. Coventry started poorly in the first half, in my view, but they just came back really strongly. And to do it on their return home just makes it all the more sweeter for them.
Is Mark Robbins going on the right track with this Coventry side? Do you think?
I would say he is. I mean, okay, we know it's only the first game of the season, but the fans are hopeful that there will be more to come from them. And of course, Mark, over the course of the season, just more to come from Mark Robbins. That's what the fans hope for. So if Mark Robbins drills out more into his sides, who knows where they might end up come season's end? It's a bit early to start thinking about those things, though.
No, absolutely. And what did you think of Forest today? I mean, they took the lead in the first half, and it seems like in the second half they're trying to probably keep possession as much as they can rather than actually going for the second to kill the game. But poor clearances from the defenders, Coventry having the more possession. If you're Chris Hughton, what would you think? What did you tell your team after this losing from 1-0 up at halftime?
I would have probably said, "What on earth did you do?" Or something like that. Sort of, I'd have probably said something like, "You had this." I'd have said something like, "You almost had this one in the bag. Why did you just blow it that way?" I mean, but it'll be interesting to hear what Luke makes of this. But I'd say that some of their defensive strategies were poor and not very well thought out. And that is why Coventry were able to capitalise.
No, absolutely. I think Luke did mention at half-time, and even before the game, to be fair, that Forest, even there might have been 1-0 up at half-time, he did have his doubts for the second half, and he did expect a few mistakes from some of the players that he mentioned then. Nicholas, on Saturday, you are in Benfield versus Basingstoke Town. It's fantastic. It's going to be fantastic atmosphere, isn't it? Being in the lower leagues with different kind of atmosphere from that we see from the bigger clubs. But we are here for all the smaller clubs to cover on the Commentary Hub, and it's going to be one really great experience.
It won't be just. It's not only just that, but we will also be live at an actual stadium, something we've been pushing for quite some time, and now we're finally gonna be able to do it. I mean, to actually cover a lower league match live at an actual ground, what I'm going to be doing with Binfield and Basingstoke Town, it is just going to be an epic encounter, and I can't wait.
Fantastic, and we are looking forward to it. And for the rest of the games, just want to clarify, we just heard from Ross Vernon that he won't be doing the game on Tuesday, so it has been a cancellation from our side. So we do apologise for any Derby or Salford fans who probably were expecting to hear from us, but we have got more games, as we mentioned earlier, coming up, not only for this coming week, but for this coming season. If it was on the Commentary Hub channel, J-DAC Football, JB Sports, and even on Storm FM, Mark Harleman's baby. Nicholas, your final thoughts on the match, and Coventry, deservedly so, the rightly winners with the 3 points?
Yes, I would have to say that they deserve to win this one, particularly their first match back at the Coventry Building Society arena. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to I mean, I wouldn't have expected anything like this from them, even at the start of the game. I would have expected it to be close, but certainly not quite like that. But first win back at home, very well deserved.
That indeed. Thank you very much, Nicholas. Just like to remind you that today's game was between Coventry and Forest. Coventry managed to come from behind at half-time, from losing 2-0 to winning the game by 2-1 and picking their first points of the season. Early on with Ross Vernon, we've listened to Fulham versus Middlesbrough, and that ended 1-1, so both teams sharing the points between them. My thanks to Nicholas Jones for today's commentary here from the Commentary Hub with the association with J-DAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM, and of course our official sponsors, Melon. Thank you very much, and we're hoping to see you again soon here on this channel. Good night.